George Carlin said, think of how stupid the average person is, and realize half of them are stupider than that. What real life example have you seen that validates this view? Knew a kid who drank bleach to prove it wouldn't kill you. A week later he showed up at school after taking a shot. He said he proved his point when the teacher asked why he was bragging about it. Mr. Hawk just said, but you cannot argue that without that medical treatment you'd have died, though you even said you have stomach damage and a burn esophagus yourself. This kid was bragging about that. He was not mentally disabled or otherwise. He was just that kind of idiot. I knew a girl in high school who wanted to breathe fire. She put lighter fluid in her mouth and instead of blowing it onto a flame, she lit it on fire inside her mouth and then tried to blow it out. She came to school the next day with a bandage over half her face. Sounds like these two would be a great couple if they haven't died by now. I'm an insurance claims adjuster. If you truly knew how many stupid drivers you're sharing the road with, you'd never drive again. I work in highway safety. Can confirm. I can no longer count on two hands the number of people I've stopped with in the middle lane of traffic on a freeway, with no bigger problem than a flat tire. When I question them as to why they stopped in the middle of a freeway, the typical answer is either the vehicle wouldn't go any further, or they don't want to damage their rim. I swear to whatever you want me to swear to. People will put the well-being of the rim on their car above their own safety and even the safety of their children. I teach 6th grade. One time a parent came to me after trying to help their child with math homework and asked, "What number is X worth?" It feels like it changes with every problem. I don't know if this is satire or not, but good job. It is not. The parent came to me after school, without their child, because they knew something was wrong and didn't want to look stupid in front of their kid. This is filed in my brain of parent reactions I can't fathom. Along with the mom that year who asked if her child could play piano in marching band. I worked at a bank. Mobile depositing had just became a thing. We received a picture of someone's cash for deposit. Yay. See bro, just wait like 2 hours and take another photo of the same cash and deposit it again and again and again. Whoa, instant money. Yeah bro, instant money. Fuck, we're gonna be so rich off this $84. You mean our $168 bucks? Was at a party and someone's shitty old truck got stuck in some mud, so instead of sobering up and coming back the next day, he makes a Molotov cocktail with gas and throws it at the truck. The truck caught fire and was completely destroyed. Jason Bortles. A woman I used to work with who insisted that any animal could reproduce with any other animal. She believed that sperm from any animal was the same and that DNA was irrelevant. She believed this because she once saw some sickly, possibly deformed puppies and decided that they must have been half dog and half rat. Ah yes, rat terriers. If she ever saw a centaur, she'd probably be buying lots of horse sperm. Ends up with a reverse centaur. So like a minotaur. No, like a Bojack Horseman. Not bad actually. He was in a very famous TV show back in the 90s. After all. Must have been half dog and half rat. Who are you who are so wise in the ways of science? I am Arthur, King of the Britons. King of the who? Well, I didn't vote for ya. Listen. Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. Well, you can't expect to wield supreme executive power just because some watery tart threw a sword at you. If I went around saying I was an emperor just because some moistened bint lobbed a scimitar at me, they'd put me away. They are called chihuahuas and that's just how they look. Holy crap. I used to have a manager who typed the same thing. She also admitted to me once that she thought the majority of deceases were caused by actual, supernatural possession. The exchange I had with her over the animals thing was baffling. I once offered a girl a tuna sandwich, and made a comment about the tuna being dolphin friendly. She then said I thought tuna fish came from dolphins. I guess she at some point she heard that if you love dolphins you shouldn't eat tuna and thought tuna is what we call dolphin meat. Like we call pig meat pork or cow meat beef. No, it's from chicken. There is a considerable overlap between the intelligence of the smartest bears and the dumbest tourists. Yosemite Park Ranger on why it's hard to design a bear-proof garbage can. I used to work in Banff National Park. One day at the end of the tour I was driving some guests back to their hotel and a woman was adamant that Banff was clearly a very dangerous place to visit since we just let wild animals run around everywhere. They should be in cages. Had to fight the urge to throw her off the bus pretty hard. Some other gems that came up in the past include a guest insisting he needed to change money they got in BC to Alberta currency. Not a real thing. A man arrived very irate that the entire Trans-Canada Highway was not lit with proper street lamps every 100 yards. That would be a stunning waste of energy, not to mention probably cost more than our national budget. And your car has lights on it. More than a few have grossly underestimated the distances involved in a country like Canada. No, you cannot drive from Calgary to Toronto and back in the same day for lunch at the CN Tower. I had a foreign exchange student from Holland stay at my house in BC. I asked him what he wanted to see while in Canada and he asked if we could go check out Niagara Falls one afternoon. Crazy how some people just don't have a concept of how huge Canada is. I think especially people from a country that you could drive across in 5 hours. I've heard stories of European tourists visiting the US and thinking they can take a quick road trip from New York to Vegas. Americans think 100 years is a long time, while Europeans think 100 miles is a long distance. 100 miles used to be my round trip work commute every day, haha. This is the kind of thing I point out when people from the EU tell us we have such cheap gas. Yeah, it's half the price but we have to use 3 times as much of it. Of course, for the last couple of months, my commute has been the length of my house. But that's neither here nor there. Bottleneck this morning in the hallway. Expect a 10 second delay in your morning commute. Traffic updates every 11 minutes. Stay tuned. Watch out for the black dog on the walnut wood floor in the dark. She is causing pileups. Hell, I've talked to Europeans who are interested when I tell them I'm from near Philadelphia, how they want to plan a trip to see Philly, historical sites, etc. There was the one who said, and while I'm there, I'll take a day trip to Pittsburgh since it's in Pennsylvania, too. Sure, if you want to wake up at 3 a.m., drive 5 hours, stay for the day, leave around dinner and get back at midnight. And that's just one state that's not even that big compared to many others. Lunch at the CN Tower. Well, not legally. Anyway. Edit. Well, I wasn't expecting this much interest in my offhand joke. I'm actually planning to do this trip in a day with a dogsled team. Just for the challenge. You understand? Honestly, if you can pull it off illegally, you deserve an award. I genuinely thought that was about to be a Yogi Bear quote. Hey boo boo, we're smarter than the average tourist. You've tried to stop my brilliant ideas with common sense 1,000 times. I spent hours trying to open this bear-proof pick-a-nick basket only to find it was tourist-proof too. Ah man, it's true. I've struggled with bear-proof storage containers before. It's embarrassing. Edit. Embarrassing. Man. After baby-proofing my kitchen, getting things out of drawers is hands down the most difficult part of cooking now. And the baby still gets into shit that's baby-proofed and kicks my ass like it's nothing. You have 5 seconds to figure out how to open a baby-proof drawer while cooking. A baby has all the time in the world. Also doesn't help that kids that small have insane levels of neuroplasticity and can and will learn everything and anything they are physically capable of doing faster than an adult can. BC their brains are set to sponge and multiply mode while adult brains are set on let's throw out a fuck ton of brain cells. BC we haven't used them in a hot second. One of my nieces had a cold as a toddler and was breathing through her mouth. My ex-brother-in-law flipped out because he didn't want her to get carbon monoxide poisoning from breathing through her mouth instead of her nose. The normal way. Sad pensive face. I read things like this and start asking myself, why would anyone think this? How would this even work? And then I realize, this is the kind of stupid I don't want to understand.